Hello everyone out there, this is Peter Harris from Commercial Property Advisors, also author of this book, Commercial Real Estate Investing for Dummies, and coach and mentor to many commercial real estate investors all across America. The title and subject of today's video is Choosing the Right Commercial Real Estate Broker. Let's get started. Interestingly, I worked for a prestigious commercial real estate investing firm many years ago as a broker while researching for this book. And what I found was that commercial real estate brokers are an interesting and different breed. They're highly skilled and well respected. So getting to know how they work and function is critical in choosing the right commercial real estate broker. Now, some of you perhaps are intimidated by commercial real estate agents. I knew I was. They didn't appear to be as friendly as residential agents. They always wore suits. They work in these big buildings, and sometimes the words that came out of their mouths went right over my head. But they had something that I wanted. They had deals, commercial deals. They had access to those, and I wanted those deals. So like everything else in my life, I just had to jump in and get to learn how to relate to them. And eventually I did, and I prospered. So today I can happily say that I have very good and successful working relationships with commercial real estate agents in different firms on the West Coast, Midwest, and East Coast. So in this video, I want to put you in the same position. So we're going to learn two things 20 years ago, from 20 years working with agents, about how commercial brokers work. Number two, I'm going to define for you what you want from them. Number three, how to find them. I'm going to show you where to find them and how to find them. Number four, the 5 qualifications you need from them. Number 5, how to start working with commercial real estate brokers. Where do you begin? Number 6, why would a commercial real estate broker choose you? Okay? Relationships go both ways. And in this section here, I'm going to put you in a position where they would want to work with you. And lastly, the 2 no-nos, 2 things you don't do when choosing to work with a commercial real estate broker. All right, let's start here. 2 things I learned about commercial real estate brokers over the last 2 decades. These are 2 fundamental things that you must know. These are the fundamentals of learning how to relate to commercial real estate brokers, to begin to understand how to relate to them. Okay, so number 1 is commercial real estate brokers, agents, they're no different than other people. Get that into your head, please. They deal with the same issues of life than we all do. They're concerned about their health, their finances, their career, their family, their wife and kids. Many of them say, Peter, I wish I can do what you and your students do, which are buy deals so I can rely less on my paycheck. So they deal with the same issues of life than the rest of us do, okay? Same issues. So the message here is, do not be intimidated by them, okay? They're just like the rest of us. Got it? Okay. Number 2 is, there is a huge difference between a commercial agent and a residential agent. Huge difference. And you must understand that. Commercial agents are business focused. Residential agents revolve around the needs and wants of a homeowner, okay, and their families, okay. Big difference, business, homeowner, big difference there. Commercial real estate agents rely less on emotions than do residential agents. Commercial agents rely more on facts and figures than cozy neighborhoods and good school districts. You must understand this fundamental difference when you want to work with them. Okay? So again, the big difference is, the 2 things here is, number 1, do not be intimidated. They suffer from the same issues of life that you do, that we all do. And number 2, understand the differences, that commercial real estate agents are different from residential. They're a lot less emotional and rely more on facts and figures. So get good at that. All right? Okay. So now I want to move on to what you want from commercial real estate brokers when choosing them. Okay, here we are. what you want from commercial real estate brokers. In any business that you jump into, you need goals. And for this video on choosing the right commercial real estate broker, these are your goals. This is what you want from your commercial real estate brokers. Number one, you want pocket listings and off-market deals. Would you prefer a deal that's on the market already, online, on Craigslist, on LoopNet, on CoStar, or would you rather have something that the broker has in his back pocket, right? You prefer these deals because you're going to make more money. So goal number one is you want pocket listings and off-market deals. Number two, we want them to return our calls. The number one complaint I get from our clients concerning commercial real estate agents is their failure to return phone calls. In a couple of minutes, I'm going to share with you how to deal with that. But that's our goal, for them to return our calls. Number three is for them to provide information on their current listings. 1, 2, 3 basic things. Number four, we want them to provide enough market data for us to make buy and sell decisions in their market. Commercial real estate agents have access to a lot of data, okay, that we'll need to make these type of decisions. Number five is we want a sound and professional business relationship. Pretty fundamental. And lastly, number six, we want them to provide referrals to us to key industry professionals and personnel, such as attorneys, property managers, appraisers, and accountants. All right? So 1 through 6, these are your goals and what you want from a commercial real estate broker when choosing the right one. All right, next I want to jump into how to find these types of commercial real estate brokers. Okay, next is finding commercial real estate brokers. There are basically two ways. The first way is through referrals. Now here you're going to locate a person who is happy with the services provided by their commercial real estate agent. You're going to contact their agent. But before you do that, I want you to ask the person that's referring you these 3 questions, okay? What were the broker's strong points? Next is, what were the broker's weak points? Analyze these 2 answers, okay? And then the bottom line question is, would you use the same broker again? If the answer is yes, you can proceed. If the answer is no, then we move on to another agent. Got it? Okay, that's the first way, through referrals. The second way is through online resources. The top 3 would be LoopNet, CoStar, and just Google. For example, if you're going to Google and you're looking for apartments, you would just put down multifamily or apartments, commercial real estate broker, and then put in your area and hit enter. And I guarantee you many will come up here. Next is, I want to review with you one thing that's important and one thing that's not so important when finding commercial real estate brokers. The thing that's important is you need to find an agent, a commercial agent that focuses on an asset type. I work with a local office here, and when I want to get information on an apartment building, I go to Brian's desk. When I want information in an office building, I go to Bill's desk. 2 highly skilled, highly qualified individuals that are really, really good in their niche, okay? I'm not going to go to the apartment guy for the office information and vice versa. So expertise is required. Got it? Okay, next thing that's not so important is the size of the company. Some of the best commercial real estate brokers I have ever worked with have 2 or 3 people in their office, not 100, not 1,000, right? So we call these boutique firms. So the boutique commercial real estate firms are just as good as the large firms. It depends on the individual. Okay? All right, so that's how you find commercial real estate brokers, and a couple of tips there. Next, I like to go into the 5 qualifications you need when choosing the right commercial real estate broker. Okay, here we are. 5 qualifications that you need from a commercial real estate broker when choosing the right one. Number 1 is you need local expertise in their niche. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, you need to work with a broker that's focused on their asset type that you're interested in. For example, if you are an apartment person, You want to go and work with a commercial agent who is local and works and focuses on apartments. Got it? Okay. Number 2 is excellent communication. That's the number 2 qualification. If you recall, what was the biggest complaint I get from our clients concerning commercial real estate agents? Lack of communication. So the second qualification is excellent communication. Number 3, you want them to be well connected in his or her market. How come? It's because when they are well connected, they understand the value of relationships in this industry. And when you understand the value of relationships in the industry and you work on them, it's going to provide you off-market deals and contacts to key personnel in the industry. All right? Number 4, you want them to work full-time as a commercial real estate agent. You don't want any part-timers, because I believe if you work part-time, you're not going to be able to provide to your clients local expertise in your niche and be well connected. So we want full-time agents who's focused on making a living and providing service as a commercial real estate agent. And lastly, number 5, and probably the most important, you want to see if they ask you any questions. And the reason why is if they don't understand your needs and your objectives first, then it may not be a good fit. The next thing I want to work on with you is how to begin working with a commercial real estate agent. All right, we're almost done here. Next is I'm going to share with you how to start working with a commercial real estate broker. Where do you begin? You're going to begin here. Number 1, you're going to first define what it is exactly you're looking for. I've written a statement out here that is your first and initial conversation with a real estate broker on the phone. This is exactly what you're going to say. And there are 4 things here that are really, really important, right? So let me say it here. You're going to say, "Hi, Mr. Broker, I'm looking for B and C class apartment buildings, 5 to 20 units in the downtown area." What are the 4 critical things that just came out of your mouth? Number 1 is you told him what class building you're looking for, right? That's very helpful for him. Remember, you have A, B, and C class. If you say B and C class, that means he gets rid of the A and goes towards the B and C. Really important. Number 1 is you gave him the type of commercial property that you're looking for. And number 3, you gave him the size of apartments you're looking for, and then you gave him the location. And so in one statement, you gave him the class, the type of building, the size of the building, and the location of the building. Really, really important. Okay? So here's your initial statement. When you call the agent, this is exactly where how you're going to start, right here. Okay? Here's a special note, right here. Don't talk cap rate or ROI at the beginning. Resist it as much as you can. If the broker were to ask you at the very beginning, "So what type of cap rate or ROI are you looking for?" do not answer that question, okay? Because once you give him that question, he may not call you back. I want you to focus on this right here. B and C class, apartment buildings, 5 to 20 units in a downtown area, okay? Now you can switch it up. You can be B and C class, it could be self-storage, number of pads or units, and then it could be by the airport, okay? But class, commercial type, size, and location, 4 things that are really, really important, okay? All condensed in a small sentence. All right, the second thing of how to start working with a commercial real estate broker is quite simple. I just need you to jump in, okay? Jump in feet first. Stop procrastinating. You know who you are. Stop procrastinating. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to read 7 books or watch all of my videos before you make the phone call. Watch your first few, then you need to jump in. And the reason why is, here's the question. What's the highest form of learning that there is? The highest form of learning is mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. You do not have to be perfect. I made mistakes. We all make mistakes when we're initially calling them, all right? So do not procrastinate. I need you to just jump in and start working with these guys. And the reason why is because they have something that you want, right? They have access to these deals. You have to get to know them. You have to know how to choose the right one. Okay? All right. So the next thing is, why would a commercial real estate broker choose you? Okay, next is, why would a commercial real estate broker choose you? As you know, in relationships, things goes both ways. And in this video, I'm sharing with you how to choose the right commercial real estate broker. But on the other hand, I bet you there's some commercial real estate brokers watching this video, and some of you may agree with my tips on choosing you, but some of you are probably saying, Peter, but we have a say in who we want to work with. And that's a fair statement. So the question is, how do we position ourselves so that the broker wants to work with us? Here's how you do that. What I did was I went to one of my broker buddies and I asked him the question, so what attributes do you want to see in your clients in order for you to say, yes, I'll work with you? And here's what he told me, okay? Very interesting. Number one, he says he wants you to be responsive when he returns your call, okay? Number two, he wants your commitment. If he's going to bust his butt, find you deals, create relationships, gather numbers for you, he wants you aboard. He wants you committed. And number three, he wants chemistry. Don't we all, right? We all want chemistry in our relationships. So number one, he wanted you to be responsive, he wanted your commitment, and he wants you to work on the relationship with him. He wants you to nurture the relationship, okay? And here's one very interesting thing that he didn't say, okay? My broker buddy, who's one of the best in his markets, when I asked him, what attributes do you want in your clients? He gave me these three, but he left one thing out that I thought was important, but I guess it's not important. He didn't say he's looking for a client with deep pockets and a lot of cash, okay? He didn't say that. He said he wants his best clients to be responsive. He wants the commitment and chemistry. The deep pockets and a whole lot of cash aren't necessary. All right? So why would a commercial real estate broker with you? Here you have it. Responsiveness, commitment, and chemistry. Got it? Okay. Let's move on to the last topic, and that is the 2 no-nos in choosing the right commercial real estate broker. Okay, here we are, the last part of this training video. I want to leave with you the 2 no-nos when choosing the right commercial real estate broker. Number one is, this applies for beginners only, do not sign any type of exclusive representation agreement. What I mean by this is, don't sign an agreement that's going to tie you down with a certain agent in an area, right, for a long period of time. Because you're a beginner, you don't know if that agent is going to send you good deals or if he's any good. If you sign this agreement and he ends up being not good, it could tie you down into that area. And if you were to find some other deal yourself or from another agent in that area, you have to pay this agent who's not any good. This applies to only beginners. If you are experienced, these agreements are okay. I signed some of these agreements because I trust a broker, I know him, and I have past experience. But if you're a beginner and you can't tell if they're good or not, do not sign these type of exclusive representation agreements. Got it? Okay, that's no-no number one. No-no number two is procrastinating. You know who you are, stop it. Remember, these commercial estate brokers have something that you want, and you need to go out and create these relationships in order to get what they have. All right, so make the call, begin the relationship, get out there and get busy. All right, okay. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video on choosing the right commercial real estate broker. If you want more videos like this, please go on to my website, commercialpropertyadvisors.com, or simply click on this YouTube channel and subscribe to it. All right, thanks so much for watching Choosing the Right Commercial Real Estate Broker. I'll see you at the next video.